Malala Yousafzai, a girl with the same age as me, but with an opposite life as mine. She was born in Pakistan and was brave enough to stand up in the crowd. She spread her word, told everyone her personal story. Now, I will tell you a little bit of mine, but I do have to say that I'm not brave at all compared to Malala. I'm so lucky to be able to tell you my point of view without the danger that someone will maybe shoot me. Yet, Malala and I do have one thing in common: our religion. She was born as a Muslim girl, but I converted to Islam about 2 years ago. You may all think it's a weird decision because Western people mostly associate Islam with bombings, the Taliban, or the suppression of women. But let me appease you first, it's not. And you will probably leave this building alive. It's not because I'm a Muslim that I have to defend the Taliban. In fact, may I show you that those Muslims have other values and other believers? Let me tell you something. The very first word of the Quran is Iqra. When you translate this word, you know that it means read, learn. This very first word is an obligation to everyone: boys, girls, men, women, Muslims, and even non-Muslims. Muhammad, our prophet, once said, "The one who leaves his path, searching for knowledge, walks on the path of God." Now, don't you think as well that these words are quite the opposite of the no-school rule that the Taliban has invented? Don't you think that the Taliban is smashing their own values into pieces? You must know as well that denying even one word that's written in the Quran means that you aren't a Muslim. And they are even denying the very first word. So I ask you all, are these people real Muslims? These people tried to kill a 14-year-old girl just because she wanted to do what her religion told her to. These people tried to kill a 14-year-old girl just because she wanted to do what her religion told her to. Muslims may not kill. Doesn't matter which circumstances you're in. This is a #1 rule in my religion, and I hope it's like that in every religion or every law. But are these the kind of people you associate me with when I'm telling you that I'm a Muslim? I can only hope it's not. There are prejudices on both sides, I know, but with knowledge about each other, it would be so much easier. Because Islam and Christianity have way more in common than you may think. I've read parts of the Bible and the Quran, and I can honestly tell you that sometimes exactly the same stories are told. So, are we that different? I think that we should learn to focus on the similarities instead of the differences. And only then we can open ourselves to communicate. My motivation to participate on the BBC and Telenet Public Speaking Awards can be summarized in one single sentence that came from Malala herself. We only realize the importance of our voices when we are silenced. So, we shouldn't let the society take our voices down. We should learn to stand up for ourselves and our opinion, just like Malala does. I believe that communication is the key to a more peaceful world, and it's normal that we will sometimes clash. I know that not everyone in this room agrees with what I just said, and I know as well that my speech won't change a single thing in this world. But I can only hope that my speech will let you think in another way. We are all human beings. We all make mistakes. And if, for example, I make a mistake, please don't blame it on my religion. Blame it on me. So, I hope that Malala keeps finding the strength to spread the word Iqra. Thank you.
I was wondering, what is the main reason you changed your religion?
I was wondering about the big questions of life, and I couldn't find the answers in Christianity. So I looked up in other sources, other cultures, and I could find myself very good in the religion of Islam because I couldn't find a single thing that I could deny.
The Catholic University of Leuven will start offering a master's education on Islamic studies, I think as of next year, or very soon at least. Is a Catholic university capable of offering correct education concerning the Islam?
I think it is because it's a very positive that you can have the background of the Catholic religion as well, because you can compare these two and you can see what are the main values of both, and I think it's very good actually.
Why is it that we as Western people immediately think Taliban if we hear Islam?
I think it's because it's something very frustrating, the Taliban. It's also frustrating for us, for Muslims, that is so offensive for everyone in this world. And I think because everyone's so busy with it, it has become the main topic when you hear Islam, because it's very offensive, and everyone thinks about it automatically.
You talk about the Quran, but can you tell us why there are so many interpretations of the texts in the Quran?
Well, it's like in the Bible, there are many interpretations as well, because everyone is different and everyone reads and interprete a text in his own way. So just...
But how can we then say what is right or wrong?
I think we can't. I think that an interpretation, when it doesn't harm anyone, is good. And as long as it doesn't harm anyone, you should be free to have that own interpretation about the book.
What was your first reaction when you heard about Malala's story?
I was really frustrated because that is a story that puts us Muslims in a bad daylight, and everyone immediately associated with Islam, but it's not good for everyone.
Let's say you were in Malala's shoes, because you're about the same age. Would you have done things the same way as she did, or would you have done it differently?
Like I said, I'm not brave at all compared to Malala. I think I would have shut my mouth because I think the Taliban is so strong and I'm just a little girl, in fact.
Do you think that Malala is used by the West?
I think that that the West has an influence on Malala, but maybe the media used some of her interviews in a negative way. She's still young, and maybe the media has put her in a naive daylight that she I think that her vision is her vision, but maybe there are some changes by the West brought. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wybraeke.